Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and very good morning to all. My name is Muhammad Syafiq Firdaus bin Muhammad Zaid, and today our group will presenting about United States and China trade war impact on ASEAN. First of all, it is started on 28 June 2016 when Donald Trump has set up objectives during his campaign to oppose a fair trade practice from China. Tariff was set up under Sector 201 and 301 of the Trade Set of 1974 to make enforcement of infringement of intellectual property. Next, majority of economists say that Trump would do more harm to United States economy. After Trump becoming 45th President of United States, he made his first meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping to agree on 100-day plan of trade talk. This trade war worsened when President Trump applied tariff on several products such as washing machine, solar panel, steel product from all producers, especially China. Therefore, China counterattacked by enforcing tariff of 25% on 120 US products, which include airplane and soybean. Until now, this trade war had affected the economic growth worldwide, which include ASEAN territory. That's all from me. Now I will pass to the next presenter. Thank you.
Okay. ASEAN seemingly took advantages toward US-China trade war when they surpassed US and became China's second largest trading partner last year with a trade value $644 billion US dollar. Well, according to Nikkei ASEAN Review report, the reason is China want to improving their trade ties with ASEAN as a countermeasure to their trade with America, because US government has banned them from using the US technology, and also China company as extending their industry to ASEAN to avoid tariff imposed on Chinese product by US government. Besides, ASEAN have many things to offer to China government, like attractive policies, improving infrastructure, cheap labor, and also making the region an industrialization hub in that country. Yeah.
Hello, my name is Matt Brian Kasidi. I will discuss about the effect from the US-China trade war into ASEAN. I will choose Thailand because Thailand is part of ASEAN. The United States has been one of the important trading partner of Thailand since 1970. Since 2000, Thailand trade with the United States has declined, but Thailand trade with ASEAN and China has grown rapidly. According to data sourced from the ADB Integration Center in 2016, Thailand trade intensity with China and the United States has significant different way. China had a stronger trade effect with Thailand rather than the United States. The United States is also China's main trading, but ASEAN countries prefer to trade with China, especially Thailand. However, the effect of the US and China trade war have affected the intensity of trade to Thailand, which is part of ASEAN. In addition, the low correlation between Thailand export to ASEAN and the United States shows significant difference in export demand in the two export market. Thailand export to the United States are not the same as shipped into the ASEAN market. For example, among Thailand's major export to the United States, such as mechanical and electrical equipment, jewelry, scrap meat, fish, and so on. While Thailand's largest export to the ASEAN are vehicle, mineral, fuel, sugar, beverages, and plastic. There are 10 largest Thai export products to Japan and China alike. For example, such as electricity and mechanical equipment, rubber, meat, plastic, fish, and vehicle. This export movement is due to the same sustained world demand for such products as well as domestic supply conditions. The trade war between the United States and China affect the international price of the product. The impact of US and China trade will have impact on Thailand export through substitution and income impact on the entire demand system of such a goods. That's all for me. Thank you.
Alright, so the next point is for US-China trade war impact on Asian is the increasing of potential vulnerability in Asian member states due to the high level of import exposure. So the high level of import exposure has been increasing the potential vulnerability in Asian member states such as Singapore due to the reason that they are too vulnerable to any issues among Asian, American, and European trade. So the trade war between United States and China could increase the potential vulnerable of some specific industries or sectors in Asian member states, for example, electronics, chemicals, maritime, and shipping industry. However, for non-manufacturing sectors such as banking and finance, the import exposure had increased the market volatility. Asian member states are very exposed to the US-China trade war because some states had a very big share in the China and United States economy, and although it might help in increasing the interregional and regional trade among Asian countries itself that involves shipping and also logistics sectors, there is a downside to it. On the other hand, Asian member states are also depending on United States investment in particular industries like aluminum, electronics, and manufacturing machinery, and it will lose if trade war keeps going on. And since after the United States and China trade war, some sectors in countries like Malaysia had lost some of their gain, like solar panel loss, and this is caused by the United States 30% tariff, and Malaysia had provided 25% of the total solar panel in the United States. Other than that, electronics export to China also experienced loss because Malaysia main trade with China are electronics and electrical products. However, Malaysia had also made some gain in few industries like palm oil industry. This industry will increase rapidly with the United States tariff on soybean. Furthermore, United States tariff on steel and aluminum affected Indonesian industries because they rely on aluminum, steel, and metal-based items. Hence, there are many impacts of US-China trade war on Asian countries, especially it will increase the vulnerability in Asian member states due to the high level of import exposure. Alright, thank you.
The trade war between China and United States also affected the e-commerce in ASEAN. ASEAN became an alternative target for e-commerce investment, where e-commerce giants like Alibaba and Jingdong have to delay their plan to enter the United States market due to the increasing tension between China and United States. The tariff imposed on Chinese goods will reduce their profit and making their product less price competitive in the United States market. Therefore, both states looking for another market. Both states found out that Southeast Asia, with its growing production and consumption potential, give opportunity for both states to extend their market reach. Earlier this year, Alibaba doubled its investment in Lazada to $4 billion immediately after Amazon revealed its plan to cooperate with Vietnam E-Commerce Association. This indicates the growing competition between both state e-commerce is a good news for ASEAN market. Both companies are racing to roll out their products and services throughout the region, as evident through the introduction of Alibaba Cloud Computing arms, Alibaba Cloud, and Amazon Prime package delivery services to Southeast Asia.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. My name is Luqman Rifa ibn Muhammad Rafi, matrix number 66530. And I will conclude my group's presentation for today. As a conclusion to what my group has studied, we found out that the US and China trade war that was happening from the year 2016 up until today has brought significant impacts towards the ASEAN region generally and towards the ASEAN member states specifically. There are 4 impacts that we successfully identified, where the first one is ASEAN benefits from the trade war. Second, ASEAN's market inclined towards China. Third, the increasing potential of vulnerability in ASEAN due to the high level of imports exposure. And lastly, ASEAN became an alternative target for e-commerce investments. Some countries are pointing to Southeast Asian countries as potential winners of the trade war, as companies began shifting their manufacturing activities out of China and turn into its southern neighbors. Nomura Securities, a Japanese investment bank, found in their report that countries like Vietnam, Malaysia, Indonesia, and the Philippines benefited from trade spillover from China. The US-China trade war may seem like a golden opportunity to realize ASEAN's ambitions of transforming the region into a single production base. Such views, however, understate the challenges and potential downside faced by ASEAN economy. For ASEAN to truly reap the benefits of the trade war and hedge against its attendant risks, it will have to step up its commitment to multilateralism, proactively invest in infrastructure and production capacity, and increase regional supply chain integration. I think that is all from our group. Thank you so much.